Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and yes, I know I reviewed this a few times before, but one, there was someone actually asked me about this, and then I said, yeah, I'll review it, and then I'm like, oh shit. Oh, by the way, I did review this, I forgot. But I'll put the links down below to my older reviews. But the other reason, and I said I would review sometime this month, and I'm going to do that for him. And second off is because I am reviewing, well, the extended version of this film, and that is Death Machine, a film from 1995. Some say 94, some say 95, so I'm just going to go with 1995. Directed by Stephen Norrington. This is before Blade and before League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I would not be surprised if it was this film that got him the job on Blade. And I thought he did a really great job. And then first off, I want to show, this is the US version. Now, this is the version, apparently there's 4 versions of the film, but there's an 85-minute version, which I've never seen and don't need to see because it's the shortest version. And I'm dropping the shit. But first you have the version you can get in the US, which I like the cover of the film. The blood dripping down. I really like the cover of this film. And no features. This is the pan and scan version though. It's full screen. And this is the 99-minute version. And then there's the version in the UK, which you have here. Which I like this cover too. I mean, I like this one. It's sort of mysterious. I like the mercury type of liquid there and the blood dripping down. But this actually tells you more about the film. You know, this shows the lead girl and it shows you the actual death machine in its full glory. Well, kind of full glory. Man's daily invention is about to show its mettle. And it says right there, director of Blade and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Now this version, like that's 99-minute version, and this one is 111-minute version. So yeah, about 12 minutes longer, which adds a little bit more to the film. Plus, this version is actually in widescreen. So to be honest, and this does have a little slip in there. Show you the back there. Oh, by the way, I should have mentioned this before. Before watching the rest of this review, I would really urge you to go down, not my nuts, but go down below the video and there'll be a link to a clip of the film, because I don't want to show clips on this channel because I don't want to get in trouble. But I put a short clip of the film. You just click on that and you'll see it. It's a very short clip, but to me it really shows how badass this film can get. So if you want to be my guest, you can come back to this review. But like I was saying, Death Machine, this is, again, about 11-12 minutes, and this is a widescreen. So this is the US version. It's shorter, and it's only in pan and scan, full screen version, standard as they call it. But then this version from overseas in the UK is longer, and it's in widescreen. So out of the two, like, I'm glad to own both because I'm a big fan of the film. But out of the two, I probably picked this version just because it's in widescreen, which it looks better in widescreen, and it does have a little bit more footage, which I was fine with. And then there's the other version I have is thanks to my friend Efrey. This has never been released except maybe on some type of laser disc. I don't know if it's Japanese laser disc or what. This is the over 2-hour version. I know it's getting confusing, but this is 99 minutes. So that's an hour and 39 minutes. This is 111 minutes, so this is an hour and 51 minutes. And then this version, again, thanks to my friend Efrey, is over 2 hours. So, you know, out of all the versions, you know, this is the version I like watching the most because I'm a big fan of the movie and I want to see the whole thing, nothing cut out. And it's also on YouTube, this version. I put in my favorites. I won't put the link down below, but you just look through my favorites. They'll be in my favorites. But, and if you don't want to see it that way, then I would get this version from overseas. And if you can, then get this version. I mean, this film, which I know I have so many versions of this. Stupid fucking updates. Fuck you, updates. Anyway, hope I don't sound like Zardoz and going slow-mo. But, as you can tell, I'm a big fan of this movie. I first heard about this film from my friends Mike and Effrey. I didn't know much about this film. I definitely... I'll put it like this. I definitely remember this cover, seeing this cover, but I didn't know much about this film. I wasn't really sure. Let's put it that way. Didn't know much about this. And then I decided to take the plunge, and I don't know where I saw it. I don't know if I saw it. I can't remember where I saw it, but I decided to take the plunge, and I'm like, wow, I really like this. I think this is a pretty underrated flick. And the reviews down below, I go more in depth as to why I enjoy the film. But I think Stephen Norrington, he wrote and directed this film. I think he had a background in special effects. I may be wrong. But I thought he made a film that, I don't know, it makes me think of the word cyberpunk. Like, if I think of a cyberpunk movie, this film would sort of fit in there. I really do. I think this film would fit in that. Basically, the story is you have this building called Chaank Industries, where there's protests, and you find out that there's certain things going on where certain weapons are being developed. And if you see that clip that I posted down below, you can tell that one of the weapons is this sort of armor that someone puts on that pretty much loses their humanity but makes them sort of an ultimate fighting machine, ultimate killing machine, so to speak. But at the beginning of the film, you find out one of them got fucked up and some people got killed. And you have this new boss of Chaank Industries, Cale, played by Ellie Pudot. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but I thought she really did a good job. And she's trying to, even though she's the new boss, the old boss died under mysterious circumstances. There's certain things that are being held from her, and she wants to find out. And it leads back to Jad Dante, played by Brad Dourif, who is kind of like a whiz, a genius, but he's also a psycho as well. But he's the one who helps invent the weapons and stuff like that. And maybe a problem of people may have with the film is the pacing and the humor. But that didn't bother me. Like, the pacing, pretty much, at least this version, the 2-hour version I saw just now, which I'm sure would be very close to this version. It's set up with Ellie Pudot, set up with the building, setting up Brad Dourif's character, and that Brad Dourif's character who's a psycho. And Brad Dourif, I love him as an actor. I think he's a great underrated actor, and he does an awesome job. And again, I thought the girl, she did a really wonderful job as well. How do I put it? Brad Dourif kind of has a certain fascination with her. I don't know if you could say has a mad crush on her, has a certain liking to her. One thing leads to another, and then there's a point where Brad Dourif actually tests his new machine on this guy, which actually that guy, weirdly enough, that guy would be in the movie version of Doom. He played the asshole in Doom who got picked up into the ceiling when he's in the bathroom. He's actually in this. And also one thing I noticed is that I forget, I haven't seen the theatrical version in a while, but I saw the extended version. For like 10 seconds, I'm like, during a board meeting, and it's like there's this girl with like a piercing in her eye, and I'm like, that's fucking Rachel Weisz, you know, from The Mummy and stuff. That's fucking Rachel Weisz. She's in there for like 30 seconds. That's strange. I recognize her. She has like a piercing like right on one of her eyes. I'm like, hey, I know her. But anyway, it's built up between the girl, Ellie Pudot, if that's how you say her last name. If not, I apologize. And Brad Dourif's character. And you also meet these sort of eco-terrorist type of guys, or you don't know that's quite who they are at the moment, but they're pretty eccentric, so to speak. Basically, everything comes to a head where Brad Dourif tests this machine on this guy. It's like he's pissed at the guy, like, you know, don't say shit about my girlfriend or whatever. And the death machine, I really enjoy this death machine. You probably can't tell from there. If you see the clip down below, or if you see that, I really like the look of the death machine because it's all practical. It's all practical. No CGI. I don't think any stop motion. I mean, just all real and practical. And that impresses me. That means, wow, they really put a lot of effort and hard work into it. You know, it's all made of metal, gigantic metal claws, you know, like that. All practical. And it chases the guy through the corridors in this sort of Evil Dead type of point of view. And I could definitely tell that the extended cut, that chase scene is much more extended going through. I do remember that from the theatrical to here. It's nice to see it in widescreen, but it's also very extended. Not gory film. There's one scene that's just a little bit bloody, but it's not really like a gory film. But, you know, that scene's extended, that guy gets fucked up. She gets called in, and basically she has to come from Brad Dourif, and that's when these three guys, eco-terrorists, come in. And another thing about this film has a fun sense of humor, because the characters' names alone, like the three eco-terrorist guys, John Sherian, who I thought he did a good job, his name is Raimi, like Sam Raimi. One guy, Martin McDoodle, who for some reason he reminded me of a young Jason Scott Lee for some reason. He has like this like tattoo on his left eye, it's like, you know, red that goes here, here, and here. He's very like serious, but almost to the point of being funny, and it's the point of it. You know, it's like he's so serious and doing stuff, like he gets a knife, but he does like does one of those. And you're supposed to have, it's meant to be funny. His character's name is Utani, and then the other guy they're with, his name is Wayland. Like the guy who just killed earlier, his name was Ridley, like Scott Ridley, or Ridley Scott, but his name is Scott Ridley. And then like this guy with a beard and he's kind of fat. His character's name is John Carpenter. So you know they have a sense of humor. They know what film they're making. And these three guys are definitely eccentric, so to speak. And some of the humor at times a little bit too silly, but I had fun with it because it made more of an eccentric, interesting experience watching the flick. But of course they're trying to get in, and Brad Dourif tricks them and releases the death machine and pretty much kills one of their guys, the Utani guy. No, not Utani, the Wayland guy. And so now it's Utani, who's the guy who has these like tattoos. Raimi, who I like that character, played by John Sherian. He's a guy there holding the gun. Oh yeah, that's another thing. They have these guns, but then he shows them that, you know, they're blanks, and that they're there because they heard about these weapons, and, you know, they're humanitarians. They want to stop the weapon stuff, and they want to do, you know, be the good guys, so to speak. And they get chased. Pretty much the second half of the film is they get chased around by this death machine, and they get chased in a pretty cool scene in the elevator. The guy Raimi, they go in, they find out what's going on with Chaank Industries, some of the other weapons they're dealing with. He puts on that suit, and you have that scene where he shoots, and a rocket, like a point of view of the rocket, goes around the curves and hits the death machine. Just a lot of stuff you can see down below for more in my review. But some of the extended stuff is like they add a subplot where Ellie Poudreau, you actually find out that she has a sort of a dark past where she had a baby who died in horrible circumstances, and Brad Dourif knows about that, so he's kind of fucking with her with that, and that's part of his attraction to her because she has a dark past, you know, tragic past, I should say. And, you know, they have like extended sequences as well. Like there's a scene where Raimi, who has that suit on, has a fight with the death machine, has a fucking fist fight with it, smacking the shit out of it, kicking, and that's a little bit extended. Man, there's certain stupid moments where like a cop goes, "Holy donuts," and the thing lands on the cop, but the guy was an idiot. But overall, I think it has a eccentric type of humor. I like the look of the film. I think it's a good-looking film for low budget, and the death machine was pretty badass. And I thought it was a well-shot film. It made sense why this film, why they got this guy to do Blade. He's a good director. He should do some more stuff. But either way, sorry to cut it short, but that's my review of Death Machine. Thanks for watching, and look below for further reviews of the film.